It's like, you didn't do the venue deal because there's no agreement on the venue, mate. So how can you even, I should be suing Dana White for even going to MSG and having those conversations. Can't be asked. They were talking about announcing a fight, and I said, I'm telling you now, if you announce this fight without our approval and without us agreeing and having a signed addendum and changes to the contract, I promise you there will be no fight. And we're not bluffing. Because that's not how it works. See, Dana White, they work for Turki Al-Sheikh, right? So Turkey, on behalf of Turki Al-Sheikh, yes, I think Turkey's conversations with Netflix, it's very likely Nick Khan was involved in those conversations with Netflix, right? With regards to venue, yes, it's very likely. I very much doubt that Dana White called MSG and started talking about their availability. If he did, I didn't know he was a venue booker, right? But yes, there is a probability that Turki Al-Sheikh said to Nick Khan or someone, well, could we take it to New York? That's the involvement that they've had. What he did was he came out and he said, I'm the promoter of the fight.
Eddie Hearn has finally snapped, firing a brutal warning as the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury saga collides with Turki Al-Sheikh and Dana White.
Dana White's position's changed significantly over the last couple of weeks.
In a positive or negative way to Dana?
Well, I mean, he basically came out, if you watch the questions to him at the UFC at the weekend,
correct, yes.
He's gone from, I'm the promoter, to I did the deal for the fight, to basically...
Venue?
Yeah, so he called the venue and asked if it was available. I'd give him that. He did that.
TV, venue and TV, that's what he said.
No, listen. Nick Khan, this is not Dana White, nothing to do with Dana White. Nick Khan, who obviously is involved, has been with WWE, he's for boxing TKO. He was involved in the Canelo Crawford TV deal. So with Turki Al-Sheikh, who, by the way, Turki Al-Sheikh, see Nick Khan, see Dana White, they work for Turki Al-Sheikh.
According to Eddie, Dana first needs to clarify his position because he is not behind all those claims, with Nick Khan allegedly working everything out.
If you did the deal for the fight, why did you put in a contract that you can't be involved or the fight's got to be in the UK? And he went, no, I actually, I did the venue deal. It's like, you didn't do the venue deal because there's no agreement on the venue, mate. So how can you even, I should be suing Dana White for even going to MSG and having those conversations. Can't be asked. The reality is this. Now, TKO are asking, via Dr. Raka and his people, if they can ask me if I will allow them to be involved in the event. All right? And my response to that is, well, firstly, Dana's got to do a little bit more clarifying on actually the porcupines that he told. No problem. And maybe he didn't know about the contract that he said that he did, but...
Adding even more drama to the growing tension, Jordan believes Fury and Joshua have already signed their Saudi deals and are now targeting Dublin for the fight.
A conversation. Tell me how that will benefit me, Anthony Joshua, maybe my fighters on the undercard. Tell me why I should let you become involved. I'm not ruling.
What can convince you that comes back from that
something that benefits Anthony Joshua and myself or my fighters?
So can Dana White do anything in terms of venue or TV that Turkey or Nick Khan can't do?
No, Dana White's not doing these things. There's Nick Khan.
That's what he said in the post-fight.
Yeah, but he's talking about the business. Do you think that Dana White is phoning up MSG and talking about dates? No, this is Nick Khan driving this. Smart guy, etc. I've had multiple conversations with him.
Johnny Nelson has now stepped into the conversation, daring Eddie to back up his claims and prove the fight is not actually happening. According to Nelson, Eddie simply cannot do it. He believes all the talk, arguments, and public statements are nothing more than a strategy to keep everyone involved, including the fans, talking about the matchup while constantly creating more hype around it.
He said the sensible money was in Madison Square Garden.
It will be in Madison Square Garden. And he knows it will be in Madison Square Garden.
He knows it will be in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. He knows it will be in Madison Square Garden. He is.
Well, why is he not saying that?
Well, he is saying, isn't he? He's saying all the smart. What he's now doing is saying that nobody wants to talk to Sadiq Khan. I don't blame him. Who wants to talk to that clown? But in terms of no one's talking to the government, because obviously the fighting of two fighters is such an important thing that Andy Burnham will come back from parliamentary recess and talk about the idea that a fight should be held at Wembley Stadium between two fighters and make sure that they can make as much money as possible. Look, they know it's going to be in America. And of course, for whatever reason, I would imagine they want to retain some degree of value.
Johnny cannot grasp why Eddie is refusing to agree to anything, seeing no real issue from his perspective. In Nelson's view, this entire situation is simply Eddie's struggle to secure a bigger payday for himself and Joshua. He believes the endless negotiations, arguments, and public statements are not about genuine obstacles, but about maximizing the money before the fight finally happens.
My understanding of the deal, in the broadest terms, is that Anthony's done his deal with the Saudis. Tyson's done his deal with the Saudis. They might have wanted to have it in Dublin. There's a lot of reasons why these fights are happening in this way. There's a lot of reasons why Tyson fought in the fight that he fought and Anthony fought in the fight that he fought. There's a lot of structuring, and quite rightly so, because money is important. This is a money fight. We can dress it up as a generational moment in time, but if it was a generational moment in time, it would have happened when there was some real validity behind it, when there was something on the line besides perceived legacy. These are the two fighters that are the old men of the sport now, that are the also-rans of the sport, that still operate at the highest level in terms of economic return.
Right.
And to add another twist, Turkey's recent peace summit sparked fresh questions after Simon Jordan focused on Oscar de la Hoya's absence. Jordan also turned his attention toward Dana and Nick Khan, suggesting there may be a bigger strategy unfolding behind the scenes. His comments have only added more intrigue to the negotiations, leaving fans wondering what is really happening away from the cameras.
If that's the case, why not just pull out?
Because talk's cheap. Talk's cheap. It's getting everybody talking. It's getting everybody getting involved in the mix. It's everybody like, you're talking about the fight now. Eddie's doing his job. You know, now the argument is, oh my God, Eddie doesn't want it. When it's happening, unless it happens in the UK, you know, he's one of our own and he's getting the support of the UK fans. I get it. I'm quite sure Eddie is a very, very smart guy, and I'm quite sure he's well aware of how this fight will actually where this fight will actually turn out. So you can make as much noise as you want right now. It's like me saying to you, let's have a fight, knowing it's never going to happen. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. You know, so he's shouting from the rooftops, no, it's got to be here, this fight.
As the Muhammad Ali Act continues to surround the situation, Eddie appears to be looking beyond the boxing world. His growing involvement in talent management has opened the door to opportunities across other sports as well. That expansion could become an important part of his long-term strategy, especially as he continues building his business interests beyond the traditional boxing landscape.
If the deal is on the table, and if he can negotiate more money for AJ in regards to what he's saying, this is his platform to do that. But I think it's a lot of noise, getting us all talking about it, keeping it in the news, keeping the interest there, and eventually, you know, it's going to be stamped and sealed for Madison Square Garden, as it was probably, as Dana White said, I think, over a month ago.
You reckon, you know, whoever negotiated this contract, obviously I'm assuming somebody from Seller, Turkey's team, that they just kind of cocked up and didn't miss the bit where obviously Matchroom
Probably.
And they just slipped up on that, and now that's going to cost them.
Yeah, probably. You know, it's an expensive mistake, and if Eddie sticks to the letter of the law.
Another major development has now entered the conversation, with Spencer Brown making a bold prediction about what could come after the long-awaited showdown. According to Brown, the winner of Joshua vs Fury could be lined up for a dangerous next challenge against Ajit Kabel. If that scenario becomes reality, the stakes surrounding this blockbuster matchup could become even higher.
You haven't seen anything yet. Turkey. Wait, what do you think that means?
Look, ask Oscar de la Hoya, who wasn't at that meeting and who represents a lot of American boxers. There's a big argument about what Turkey is doing in terms of the way that they feel they can contact any fighter they want and make any fights they want without respecting who those fighters might be signed to. Turkey is the intellectual capital behind what Dana White is trying to do, which is create UBOs, which is Unified Boxing Organizations, that have one belt, one title for each weight class, and some will make the case that's a very good thing. At the same time as his organisation, under the guise of Dana White and Nick Khan, are trying to restructure the Muhammad Ali Revival Act, which ultimately means putting it in line with the way that the fighters are paid in UFC, and see how that plays out. I mean, Eddie has constantly...
When it comes to the location, Spencer believes Wembley is the obvious destination for this blockbuster showdown. He argues that staging the event there would bring major benefits to local businesses and the wider economy, while giving British fans the atmosphere they desperately want. Brown also feels Turkey deserves the final say, considering his financial backing and Netflix's involvement.
is something he can't provide. I said, well, he's got the money to be able to do it, and now he's proving the case. Everyone defers to him. The irony of needing peace talks is that he creates the war, and then becomes the negotiator of the peace. It's like it's like
Yes.
if you look at the idea of the e-cigarette industry, the tobacco industry created all the problems that people have got from smoking cigarettes, and now they own all the e-cigarette companies, which is supposed to be a better solution to smoking. So there's the irony in this.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, Eddie is multifaceted. So boxing is not the predeterminant for the success of his business. You know, the darts and the snooker and other aspects. And he's also moved into talent management because he's now moved into other aspects of other sports. You saw him representing a rugby player. This is a £1 billion business.
Yet despite all the excitement, Johnny remains far from convinced that this blockbuster fight is guaranteed. He believes fans should ignore the noise until both fighters officially appear together and the event is confirmed. For Nelson, anything said before that carries little weight. His instinct still suggests the deal could collapse. So he is urging fans to stay patient and avoid believing every rumour.
I said that. I wanted to see your face there, actually. We're going to get onto that. Joshua fan. He's a lovely fella, Andy. But when he beats him, it's all lined up for Tyson Fury to fight Eddie Caballero, or for Anthony Joshua to fight Eddie Caballero. But Eddie Caballero and Tyson are big friends, but business. They both spoke to both of them, and they would both fight.
Yeah,
and that would be like, you know, that would sell out a stadium in Germany twice, 3 times over, because they're big supporters of Tyson Fury in Germany. I mean, I've been over there with him. It's mad. It's a mad.
And sees a clear contrast between the two fighters, describing Fury as instinctive and unpredictable, while Joshua remains composed and disciplined. Fury thrives when emotions rise, often using mind games to create chaos, whereas AJ prefers staying focused and avoiding unnecessary distractions. If they finally meet, that psychological battle could become just as intense, with Fury likely pushing every button before fight night.
one of the main problems that it's all about the time because of the global scale of this.
Correct. And don't forget, Netflix are putting in a lot of money here.
Yeah.
Turkey Al Sheikh's putting in a serious amount of money. But if we were to look at how much money would be brought into to London and to Wembley and to local businesses and the taxation and everything, how much more it would, just the government giving us an extra couple of hours.
Yeah.
You know, events, you could put events on, you could do a lot more. And the local area would there'd be queues everywhere for every kind of food, every sort.
The latest developments have only made the situation more complicated. Simon Jordan argues that British fans are still being denied the blockbuster they have waited for. While questioning Turkey's priorities, he suggests the uncertainty may be connected to Turkey maintaining strong ties with Dana and Zuffa boxing, potentially shifting attention away from the Joshua versus Fury showdown and creating even more confusion.
Therefore, he's got to think commercially, which one is a bigger business commercially?
Yeah.
And so which one... Daniel's not the biggest talker.
He can run two horses.
Yeah. So therefore, he's going to do it as long as he possibly can.
Do you think Hrgovic is now on a Brit bashing mission, right? But he's fought, Joe Joyce and a declining Joe Joyce, and we'll talk about Joe a bit later on in the show. He's fought David Adelaide and he's fought Dave Allen. So do any of these fights, fights, momentum going into fights and preparing yourself for opposition are a big part of it, aren't they? So he's fought three British fighters, and probably the one that gave him, at times, the hardest fight, and you might disagree, was David Adelaide, because he had so much chances in that fight and he didn't take it. Do these 3 fights in any way prepare Hrgovic for the impending...
His performance has been like that all the way through. It's not like boxer...
8 years of anticipation, fans are still no closer to getting a clear answer. Constant delays and private disputes have only increased the frustration surrounding Joshua and Fury. Despite enormous demand for the matchup, uncertainty continues to dominate the story. Wade Clemens has now attacked the entire situation as an absolute sham, questioning why supporters are still being forced to wait.
verbally in the build-up.
Oh,
Do you?
without a
'Cause
doubt.
when you look at, I think when Anthony Joshua conducted himself in the conversation when he was basically saying, I'm the landlord, whilst I disagreed with the premise of it, I thought it was very cool and collected and assured, and Fury was doing his two-penneth bit, right, and doing whatever he does.
So AJ's got some class about him.
Yeah.
Fury's got some gutter about him. He'll
Yeah,
say some
that's
stuff and he'll get low and dirty. He'll say and do everything possible. And Fury loves that. He feeds off that.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
When he's got nothing to bounce off, that's what he should be. But he couldn't bounce off Usyk. He couldn't bounce off Dylan White. He was a bit more humble in his approach. With Anthony Joshua, he knows mentally I can get to you.
I think that's how he'll do it.
Yeah, that will be the make or break of this fight. How he does him mentally.
Another major issue is the absence of any direct fighting agreement between Dana and either Fury or Joshua. Warren and Hearn still control crucial pieces of the puzzle, and neither appears willing to compromise over the venue. With negotiations seemingly stuck, doubts are growing. Turkey's reported efforts to bring Dana into the equation have only increased frustration among fans and boxing insiders.
Turkey Al-Sheikh thinks it best suits his business, which may well be the US because of the relationship with Zuffa and Dana White, or because he wants to do something in Riyadh. You got anything to add to that? Any news on where the likely location is going to be for the Fury-Joshua fight?
Well, yeah, it's sort of similar to you, really. I'm hearing strong rumours it could be November the 14th. It could be New York, which would be a better time difference for the British fans as opposed to being in Las Vegas or somewhere like that. So,
G is a legendary arena, but not for two British fighters. The generational fight that people want to see. But I guess he who pays the piper calls.
Nelson has challenged Hearn to stop allowing the venue disagreement to dominate the negotiations. He believes location should not matter when the fight can reach millions worldwide. Instead, Johnny wants Eddie to focus on securing a much bigger payday for Joshua. In his view, the money should match the enormous scale of the event rather than letting the venue become the biggest obstacle.
But I wanted to talk about this. Dana White, Eddie Hearn. The rivalry continues. These two fight like an old married couple, and it's always over ego and who's going to be the best promoter in boxing, or what's Zuffa doing, what's Matchroom doing. I will say it is becoming more and more one-sided from Eddie to take shots at Dana White, but there's the typical shot from Dana like this one, and it's over the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight. You might ask yourself, why is Dana even involved in this? Well, the simple answer is Turkey Al-Sheikh is the man with the money, and the man with the money is going to make the decisions. And as far as this fight goes, the man with the money, Turkey Al-Sheikh, has decided that Dana White is going to promote it. Now, how that ends up being looked at in reality, like Dana White has no promotional agreement with Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. From what I understand, both of them have their fight for that. Dana said there's a lot of games being played. That's Dana White taking a shot at Eddie Hearn. Again, these two take more shots than a Friday night out at the bar, and it's half off bottom barrel tequila shots, right? Like this is a daily occurrence for both of them. Again, more from Eddie, but Dana has his moments like this one. He's talking about Eddie Hearn playing the game of sticking to Anthony Joshua's contract. I'm kind of with Eddie on this one. Anthony Joshua, supposedly, according to Eddie, has a contract for this fight to be in the United Kingdom. Now, again, it's all semantics when we talk about what that actually means, because the man that's making the fight is Turkey Al-Sheikh. If he wants him to fight in Timbuktu, he's going to send him a new contract that says that, right? They're not going to try to make AJ fight somewhere else without sending him a new contract, but the contract apparently, as it currently sits, is that AJ is contracted to fight in the UK, and Eddie Hearn wants to stick to it. He's fighting it. He does not want